Ladies and gentlemen, let me open a joint public hearing in City Council, City of Pearland, and the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Pearland for Monday, April the 15th, 2019. Moving in our agenda to purpose of hearing, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a request of...
Mr. Chairman, Planning Commission.
I got it. Mayor, this is a request of Marina Damian, Advanced Survey Incorporated, applicant on behalf of Ahmed Elsayem, owner, for approval of a zone change from single-family estate RE district to suburban district or suburban residential 12 or SR12 district on approximately 3.06 acres. The general location is 8933 Hawk Road.
Moving to item number 2 on our agenda, application information case summary. Item 2A, staff report.
Thank you, Mayor and Council members. Following is the format of our tonight's meeting. First is the call to order, and then we're going to have staff reports and applicant presentation. After that, if anyone in the public has any question, concern, or comments and support or opposition of the case, please go forward to the podium. Please state your name and address for the record and be brief and to the point, and complete the speaker's card and give it to the recording secretary. After that, we're going to have council, commission, staff discussion, and then adjournment. Our case for tonight is Zone 19-0004, Sudan Villas, property at 8933 Hawk Road. After the joint special meeting, the City Council will vote to approve a request as presented, approve with condition, deny the request, or table the item. Zone change number 19-004, 8933 Hawk Road, a request to approve a zoning change from single-family estate to suburban residential. So this is a request for approval of a zoning change from single-family estate to suburban residential for property located at 8933. The future land use plan is suburban residential. The existing land use is suburban residential. This is a zoning and aerial map of the property. As you can see, is surrounded by single-family zone district. This is a future land use map showing the property's future land use. The zone district is suburban residential. The proposed SR12 zone is consistent with the comprehensive and future land use plan. Hawk Road is a local road with sufficient access. The property is not platted, but the applicant is planning to submit the plat after the zone change approval. The property has access to city utilities. Staff recommends approval of the proposed zone change as it meets the following criteria. The proposed zone change is consistent with comprehensive plan and future land use plan, is compatible with the surrounding development, and is in conformance with existing public services and utilities. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, complete your report. Moving in our agenda to item B, which is applicant presentation. Is the applicant here tonight? Did I misstate that? Is the applicant in the audience tonight? Okay. I was going to give him a chance to just make his presentation about the program that he's working for. With that,
Mayor, if I may interrupt for just a moment, I did want to clarify. One of the slides earlier did say that this was a joint special meeting. This is not a joint special meeting. This is a joint public meeting.
Yes.
The big difference on that being that at the conclusion of the public hearing, after all the testimony is received from anybody, the city council, or I'm sorry, the joint public hearing will adjourn. City Council will not take any action on this item tonight. However, immediately following the joint public hearing, the Planning and Zoning Commission have a meeting, and they will take action on this item at their Planning and Zoning Commission meeting.
And those remarks to clarify the issue of him not being here to make a presentation for it. Moving in our agenda to item number C. Staff, did you have any wrap-up comments at this point?
No, sir.
No wrap-up comments, okay. And incidentally, I'm using the same agenda that you have, you probably picked up at the desk outside. Moving in our agenda to item number 3, persons wishing to speak for or against the proposed request. Ask Councilmember Perez to inquire about that issue.
Thank you, Mayor. Is there any member of the audience who'd like to speak either for or against this proposed zone change? You can speak for 3 minutes. You can ask the question, but we can't answer. Not in this format. But you can propose the question, and it can be answered later on in the evening. We can't answer you directly. I would suggest if you want to speak, come up and speak and propose the question. It's the only way to get it answered.
And fill out a form later.
Ma'am, if you would please speak your name and address for the purpose of the record. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes. I'll let you know when you have 30 seconds left.
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Sarah Wicke. I live at 907 Norfolk Drive. We just wanted a little more information from some of the other residents that live in the area. It said that there were 6 single-family use homes, but then it says villas, and I'm assuming that's probably the neighborhood name. We just wanted to make sure that that's what it was going to be, and kind of like make sure that if it was going to be houses, townhomes, kind of what their plans were, since it is going to be built right there. So if we could just get some more information from them as to what they plan to do exactly with the property. That's about it.
Thank you, ma'am. Oh, ma'am, did you...
Over here is a form that you need to fill out, so we'll go ahead and go to it sometime a little later. Thank you very much.
Say your name and...
Moving in our agenda.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Are there any other members of the audience that'd like to speak either for or against this proposed zone change? For the second time, any members of the audience that'd like to speak either for or against this proposed zone change? Third and final time, any members of the audience like to speak either for or against this proposed zone change? No contestants, Mayor.
Okay. Moving our agenda to item number 4. We have an opportunity for the City Council, the Planning and Zoning Commission, and the staff to discuss the issues at this point. Moving in our agenda to City Council, Councilmember Carbone, any comment on this item?
Thank you, Mayor. I guess I'd have a question for the applicant that would be very similar to what Sarah asked, but they're not here to answer, so I don't know. It's kind of frustrating when we're all here tonight for one item and their applicant's not here. I guess can I ask staff, I assume we tell them they should show up to a joint public hearing?
Yes, sir. We do indicate to them that they should be at the public hearing. I will tell you that it is single-family residential is the zoning, and therefore it would be limited to single-family detached homes. And the proposed plat that they've submitted in consideration prior or after action on this item later in the next month would be for a 6-lot subdivision. So they're proposing 6 lots, averaging just over 0.4 acres a lot for that subdivision.
Thank you.
Councilmember Reed?
No comment, Mayor.
No comment? Perez?
A couple of things. Ma'am, to your question, so this is a zone change, so the applicant has a proposed plan, but because it's a zone change, the state doesn't allow us to force them into a site plan or any particular configuration. So we're going to zone, we would, if it was approved, we would change the zone of the land, and it would allow them to develop anything that's allowed in that zone. They're preemptively telling us what they'd like to do, But once the zone change happens, it doesn't necessarily have to be that. So with that question for staff, what is the what would be the change in density from what is currently there to what is proposed? How many more lots would they be allowed? What's the change in total lot area, change in frontage?
So it's from RE, which is the least intense residential zone, to SR12, which is the second after RE. So it's
So RE is a half acre. They're going from a half acre, 21,000 roughly square feet, down to 12,000 square feet.
Okay, so I'm basically doubling the amount of lots, but it's still not a very
It's a very
dense-
low density.
So to your question, somebody can develop lots. They can, with this zone change, they can just develop a few more lots, but they would not be as dense as the houses that would be on the other side. I hope that helps. No more comments, Mayor.
Okay.
And I'm supportive of the zone change.
Moving in, Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Mayor. This seems pretty straightforward. I'm a little, I guess, frustrated only that the applicant isn't here, but I guess it seems pretty straightforward based on the back and forth so far. So I don't have any additional comments. Thank you.
Councilmember Little.
No comment, Mayor.
Councilmember Moore.
I'd be in support of the zone change.
Okay. And Councilmember Owens, when the conversation's over. Councilmember Owens, any comment on this? No comment? Okay. Moving further in our agenda, Mr. Chairman, the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Thank you, Mayor. Darrell? Laney? Mary?
I'm in favor of the change, but there are 3 people here in the audience that I'm not sure are not really connected to this. Are you the owners? Next door. You're not the owners. Okay. Okay. All right. That answers that question.
George?
Yeah, this looks like a clean zone change. I would be in favor of it.
If I'm correct, SR12 is 12,000 square foot lots.
Yes, sir.
12,000 square foot is roughly 0.27 acres. 275, give or take. So that's 10.9 homes. If drainage and everything was correct, so 6, this probably looks about in line with 6 homes. Given that I understand they're going to put in a city street
Yes, there will be a city street.
and they're going to have to do detention,
They'll do detention on, I believe, a lot per lot basis.
lot by lot. Okay, I don't have any issue with this one, Mayor. That concludes our comments.
A completed budget report, okay. As we move into the agenda, we have Planning and Zoning Commission and the City Council are together here for a joint public hearing, but we are complete with our portion of the joint public hearing portion, and this portion has been adjourned. And in about 4 minutes, the Planning and Zoning Commission are going to be opening their meeting, and the City Council will be leaving our positions here on the podium. So thank all of you for letting the Planning and Zoning and the City Council speak the part. And now the Planning and Zoning is will be in open here in just a few minutes. Mr. Chairman, we turn this over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor.